time again.
It's terror time again, and you might just... I don't remember the words. Welcome to the last episode of the question arcs. Umineko no Naku Koro ni Saku Alliance of the Golden Witch Secret Tea Party. Did I get that right, Ski?
That is correct.
And I have Dark.
Yeah, hey, vote for me in 2020. I like cheese.
I have Maddie.
Hello. Good evening, friends. Welcome to the Secret Tea Party.
Let's enjoy ourselves. And by enjoy, I mean inflict irreparable harm.
I've chosen a sen matcha for this evening.
Ooh, very traditional.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm about to post the link.
You got a link?
Ooh.
Oh, shit!
Screen froze.
Oh
Uh-oh!
no!
What happened?
Mm-hmm. Can you all see it?
Yep. Jelly beans.
Okay.
I shoved the whole bag of jelly.
Is it Halloween candy?
I believe so.
Of course it's Halloween candy.
This is Halloween.
I never got jelly beans at Halloween.
I don't like jelly beans.
Yeah, they're Easter candy.
One year I got a Birdie Box, but every favorite bean.
I'm sorry, those are terrible.
They are.
They
They
are.
taste
They
taste like gross.
disgusting. On one year I got that one.
But that's the point, Maddie.
Even
Whoa!
though,
Whoa! Whoa!
And they were lesbians!
I mean, didn't we know that already?
Well, now it's pretty fucking explicit, isn't it?
Did Lambda get her wish?
They have this like marshmallows. Oh, that's terrible. If you roll over on the marshmallows, they'll just get stuck in your dress.
She's a witch.
Yeah, I know. She could just magic it away, but...
Bernie Wernie's Halloween wish. Lambda Bamda.
バトラは情に弱いって分かってたから確かにあいつ敵であるベアトにも手加減しかねない雰囲気があったわね
Fanfic that these two lesbians were reading together?
下手するとベアトに同情しておかしな方向にゲームを流すかもしれない
I don't think
危
so.
惧してたのエンジェは
I love that we're watching Umineko After Dark, or like, you know how like after a reality show, there's like the show where they all get in a room with like an asshole who tries to piss them off
What's that?
and interviews them.
In Catherine, what is that channel you view?
Oh, you mean with the afro lady?
Yeah.
I don't remember. That's only really a few times in the game that you see that.
It was something gold.
一気に畳みかけるチャンスかと思ったんだ
Oh,
けど
right,
あ
because
んたのマークがきつくてうまく活かせなかったわ
fuck, golden. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh!
Yeah, it was a golden playhouse.
Persona 4
でしょ
golden.
あんなずるい駒とっととリタイアしてくれないと困るわまあ結果的にゲーム中断を阻止する
I
活躍を
love
して
that,
くれたし
I like, this is like my favorite pairing.
互いの利害が一致す
The
る
one
活
who
躍を
doesn't
し
ever
てく
shut
れた
up, and the one who doesn't ever get tired of listening.
本当に素晴らしい駒だったわよ
She's like, oh my god, you're so fucking stupid, I love you.
Yep.
簡単に私の言いなりになってくれた
I identify with one of those.
バカか直情
I
が
love
だ
that,
よ
like,
ねああ
Lambda's whole thing was like, I'm going to make her so miserable that she has to love me, and then Castell's like, wow, that's really funny because I already love her.
Yep.
Hey, would you like some Angie burgers?
Oh my god. You weren't kidding.
Angus burgers.
Ugh.
Black Angus.
Nope. Nope.
ベアとを猛追
Angus
し始め
McFife.
今やだいぶ私が有利なゲーム展開だと思うけどというかバトラー今回でこれまでのほとんどの謎を解いちゃったんじゃない はあ
Are they like poking each other?
とんでもない。
What is this about?
バトラの青き真実なんてほとんど外れてるわよ。
Oh shit, really?
ベアとのぬるい赤なんて隙間だらけだもの。多少は知恵の回る子だったら適当にへりくつ並べりゃ
Makes me think
簡単にすり抜けられるわ。
Those lens
ああ
flares, though.
本当にイライラし
Wait,
たわ
so
よ。
the
私だったらどれもこれも徹底的に赤で切り返してるわ。
あら、そうだったの？私はてっきりあれらが正解だと思ってたわ。小型爆弾を飲み込ませてうんぬんはさすがにどうかと思ったけ
Small
ど。
bombs strike again.
Small bomb.
バトラの青き真実だって全部が有効になってはいないわ。ベアとは第一のゲームにおいて
Mhm.
身元不明死体についてその身元を全て保証するとはっきり明言している。これによりバトラのエヴァ秀吉の密室殺人の犯人は偽装死体を演じた何者かという推理は破られてるのよ。
she did. Oh, is she just pointing out that Beto forgot to call that
次
out?
に
Or missed
ボ
it?
イラー室のカノンは事
Yeah.
故死だったろうとしてるけど自分の胸に杭が突き刺さっちゃう事故って何よ。ばっかじゃない。
The worst kind
私
of
が
accident.
赤き宝刀とやらで切ってやるわよ。
What is it? The stupid word they use for it? The like.
その次の
Oh.
100までの源氏たち3人の殺人の時計回りに同時に射殺して死に合ったとかいう相打ち殺人も滑稽だわ。源氏、熊沢、南條は殺人者ではない。
Okay.
最後の夏日殺しのトラップ X もバカバカしいわ。夏日を射殺したのはトラップじゃなくちゃんと銃を構えて引き金を引いてしっかり射殺したのよ。ご愁傷様。
So someone else had a gun.
あんた
Yep.
ダメよ。
But that kind of
Yeah.
throws a thing into why would Beatrice have a
あ
gun?
の子
Why
夏
wouldn't
日の銃
Beatrice
弾
have
を
a
魔
gun?
法で跳ね返して殺したってことにしてるんだから。
I don't think Beatrice had a gun.
あらあらいけない。そうだったわね。
I think
第
somebody
二
had
の
a
青の
gun.
真実だって甘すぎよ。
I'm a
礼
definitely
拝
real
堂で
drunk
の
right now.
6人の殺害時犯人は礼拝堂内にいたわ。あいつ何でもかんでもトラップ X で説明しようとするわよね。トラップ X って何よ。変なミステリー小説のお約束。使用人室で南條と熊沢が殺された事件のカノンの名前を世襲したとかいうのも滑稽だわ。カノンの名を名乗ることができるのは本人のみ。異なる人間が名乗ることはできない。
Oh, but you're inching very close to the important
夏日の
detail.
部屋もローザからマスターキーを借りたという推理もダメダ
Can
メ。
the same be said for Beto's
ロ
name?
ーザがマスターキーを管理して以降、それら全ては一度たりとも彼女の手を離れていない。夏日の部屋を開錠した時にバトラに貸し出した際を除いてね。まだまだ続くけどざっと軽く見てもこんな感じかしら。
軽くも何もあんた第一と第二のゲームにおけるバトラの青き真実
Hmm.
軒並み否定しちゃったじゃない。あらあらなんてこと。バトラがそれを聞いたらそっとしちゃうわね。
ね
I'd
ベア
love
と
to
は
see
全然
that
追い
one
詰められてなんか
But
い
isn't
ないのよ。
Beto gone? So
あ
she
の子
can't beat him.
やっぱり
now.
なかなかの役者だわ。
Basically, what they're saying is that Beto lost, but if she were still here, she
次の
could
ゲームあ
totally
たり
win.
でバサーッと赤で一刀両断にしてバトラをびっくり仰天させる作戦でしょうよ。それできっとまた
These two
大
really
笑
want
い
him
し
to
なが
make
ら言う
perfect
んだわ。
moves and
魔
nothing
女は
else.
ピンチになんかなりません
Yeah.
って。
At least maybe burn does. I don't know.
じゃああのベアとの追い詰められたみたいな悲壮感は全部演技なの？
そうに決まってるじゃない、
うん
あいつ本当に大女優よね。全然追い詰められてなんかいないのに最終回顔負けのクライマックス感だったわ。今年の助演女優賞はあいつに決定ね。ああ、
Say
も
it
ち
in
ろん主
red,
演は
Lando.
私だけどベルンでもいいわよ。
Yeah.
私を殺したみたいなことを言って最後に大きな謎を出したわよ。それを解かれたらベアとは今度こそおしまいの排水の陣じゃないの？
やだ、ベルンまで騙さ されてるの？あんなの排水の陣でもなんでもない。ベアとはね、まだまだどぎつい奥の手を温存してるわ。最後の謎を出すために両腕を突き出した時、右腕だけ下ろしたの気づいてた？
ああ、
I
そう
mean,
い
she's
えば
not Beatrice.
あれはそういう意味だったの。
She's someone else.
そういうわけ。あの子はまだまだ奥の手を残してる。そして何も謎は解かれちゃいない。それをまるで全て完歩されて次回最終回みたいなテンションにしちゃうなんて。つくづくあの子は演技の天才よ。ああ、早くバトルをどん底に叩き落とすところが見てやりたいわ。あの子、前回のゲームの北風と太陽作戦で
The North Wind and Sun strategy.
きっとまたベアトに同情してコロッと引っかかるわよ。
Oh, very, very
女の涙
pretentious.
は一粒で男を騙せるからね。
I don't know
実に
Japanese.
安上がりでお得よね。
バトラー、またその手に引っかか
Well,
っちゃ
she's just trying to
うかしら。
sound like she's
二
like
度
an
と同
ancient
情しない
general
よ
or
うに
something. Like,
私のバトラーを
I
焚き
use
つける。
my North
当
Wind
分
and
は
Sun
演者
strategy.
のひき肉で焚きつけら
I'll
れそうだ
use
けど。
my
Oh,
エンジ味のハンバーグでパワーアップ。
Oh my god, an Andrew Burger again.
もちろんこっちも負けないわよ。ここからバト
Yeah.
ラと拮抗するくらいに盛り返せるよ。
Should we make
ベアトも
Andrew
徹底
Burgers?
的にサポートするもの。
we can add it to the list of spinning stream recipes along with
罰ゲー
rat
ムが
cake.
あるわよって
Okay.
きっちり脅してるもん。
Rat cake?
You don't remember rat
あん
cake?
たの罰ゲーム、
I
本気でシャレにならないから。
I
少し
barely
加減した
remember the
方がいいわよ。
context. but
Oh,
Seriously,
yeah.
not
Burn.
cool.
ベルに次に罰ゲームをできるときはこうしようって決めてるのがあるの。
Wait, okay, hold on. A really wonderful punishment if she loses. This is for Beto. Okay. Wait, so
Oh.
Beto's not dead?
Nobody
I guess
dies
not.
in the meta world.
Okay, but all right, hold on.
I mean, she didn't die. She just
Punishment
fell
games
into battle with
Seriously,
Rom.
not cool.
Yeah,
聞きたい聞きた
not
い。
cool.
嫌よ。
もう
No
聞い
thanks.
てよ。あのねベルの素敵なお城に閉じ込めてあげるの。そのお城は真っ白な純白の城壁に囲まれていて、一辺は 12km、 高さは 10m あるの。魔法とズルは禁止。とても飛び越せないわよね。
14億4000万竜兵。
That was quick math.
話のうちになったからもういいわよ。
そこをね、毎日一粒ずつの宝石で埋めていくの。それで城壁いっぱいに溜まるまでベルンを閉じ込めて、その宝石で埋め殺すの。素敵なロマンチックな罰ゲームでしょ。
一辺を5倍にしていいから、高さを10分の1にしてくれたら
Whoa!
今から閉じ込めてもいいわよ。
ほんと？36億竜兵になるわよ。罰ゲームが
Yeah, they're
倍
really
以
good at
上の
math.
期間になるわよ。そんなにも長い間虜になってくれるの
Not
ね。
if you make it 1 meter tall, she'll climb right over it.
愛してる。
You should listen a little harder, Lambda.
Yep.
She's so dumb.
ベルンは
Yep.
バトラの勝利にかけてて、
So horny.
私
Lambda,
は
you're
二人
such
が
a
永遠に
dumbass.
引き分け
She
になる
is, and I love her.
それで誰かベアとの勝利にはかけてないの？
Pinky in the
かけない
brain.
わよ。勝率ゼロだもん。
And Francis was definitely in
奇
the
跡
brain
の魔女
in
に
this
奇跡
operation.
ゼロって言われるのも本当にお気の毒。私もかけないけどね。絶対。
絶対の魔女に絶対ダメって言われるのもお気の毒ね。
Whoa.
このゲームどういう決着に終わるかしら。
さすがにそれだけは読めないわ。だから楽しいわけだし。
もう逃げも中断も許さない。絶対にゲームを続けさせる。逃がさない。これからどんな風に展開していくのか想像もつかないけれど、絶対にありえない決着の仕方だけはわかるわ。
ベアトが勝って終わることだけはないわね。
だって私もベルンもどっちもベアトの勝利にかけてないんだもん。つまりベアトが勝ちそうになったら私たち二大魔女を敵に回すことになる。
そういうことね。
Oh,
私たちの力
shit.
が最も均衡するのは 引き
Wait,
分け
now
とバトラ
Burn
有利
is
の
on
中
your
間で
side.
均衡
Oh,
している場合
fuck.
のみ。ベアと有利に傾きすぎれば私たちは
It's
共
weird
に
that
同じベクトル
they're
に
not
団
betting,
結して
you know.
ベアとを引きずり戻す。
つまりベア
Don't
ト
know
優
what
勢
their
になった
interest
瞬
in it
間
is, to be honest.
私たち二
It's
人をま
fun.
とめて敵に回すってことよ。
Hello.
Hello,
ベ
Jet.
ルンと
Hello.
共闘
I've been
楽し
watching
い。
Naku, so I'm caught up to this.
ありがとう。
Okay, good.
でもコンペイトーのお風呂には一緒に入らないわよ。
へえ
Candy
コン
bath?
ペイトーのシャワーを
Conpeto
浴びな
candy.
がら
That would hurt.
It
I
would.
That would be really uncomfortable.
With melted
Maddie,
marshmallows?
do you think that's what Rosalina bathes in?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if she bathes in it.
I mean, she certainly
mean-
has a lot of competo.
Yeah, she does, but like,
I want some conpeto.
yeah, me too. But
Okay.
it's really that'd be really uncomfortable. They're like spiky.
Can
Yeah,
Wilson-
I mean, she's like a space lady.
とろけた
Okay, but
マシュ
yeah,
マロを
she
塗
can
り
do
た
whatever
く
she
ってあ
wants.
げるの
Can
に
someone explain to an unkosher person like me what competo is?
気の毒。
It's like
Starbit.
kind of like
Starbit.
it's
私と遊ぶためにラムダが捕まえてきた
it's kind of like
いつかの
rock candy. It's like a little sugar candy that's like
私
a little
お
star
人形
shape.
遊びは上手なの。ほんと上手に
Super
遊べるのよ。
crunchy.
飽きずに一つのおもちゃで何百年も遊べるのが自慢なの。
ある時は味方しある時は敵
No, I
対
think
し
Starbits are
永
kind of
遠にもて
jellyfish.
遊び続ける。かわいそうにね。あの子
We used to call them toe
私た
jam
ちのお人形。
Toe jam.
That's disgusting.
That's
Ew.
gross.
because they're like that weird color that's like not.
Gross.
そういう
Yeah.
ことよ。あの子は私たちのお人形。私たち二人の望む末路しか用意されてない。つまり私によって永遠に引き分けが繰り返されるか、
Oh,
ベルンによって
no.
ベアトが敗北して滅ぼされるかでしか終わらないと断
What
言で
did
きる。
Vito do to piss these two off?
ベアトが
Nothing.
勝って終わ
Nothing.
るよ
They're
うな
just
ことは
evil fucking
奇
assholes.
跡の魔女として宣
Yeah,
言す
so I
る。
must have
Right.
missed last episode
なら
where
私は
Burn was revealed
絶対の
as
魔女として宣言するわ。
her
ベア
girlfriend
ト
and
は
also
絶
evil.
対に勝利できない。そして奇跡は
Oof.
絶対に起こらない。
Wow.
Oh God, I did not want to hear.
Oh.
Was not actually ready to hear Burn Castell laugh.
Me neither.
This song, first time this song played was at the end of the first team fight.
Yeah.
You came to the wrong fragment, Oni-chan.
God. Well
God,
then.
the heel turn of Burn Castell. Oh God.
No, I can
Oh,
post.
no.
No,
There
I can
certainly
post the
will not
bits.
be a miracle.
Oh,
This is such bad news, you guys.
Yeah.
Madness. Oh, what
So-
have you brought upon us?
So like how much how much of the is it like about half and half the question arcs and the answer arcs? Or
What do
is
you
it
mean?
like about like I'm just trying to think about like how much like,
Mojito?
reading and content like we've
So,
consumed so
what-
far.
This is the halfway point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched a video that pretty much says how many words are in each arc, and they're about the same.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Maybe
cool,
like
cool,
100
cool.
off between each other.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa!
This is
Maria's voice actress is really fucking famous.
Famous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Battler is Daisuke Ono, if that means anything to
Oh
you.
wow.
Yeah.
Yep. That means a lot to me.
And
Yeah.
so is Kinzo's. Holy shit.
Man.
He's like all the villains in like Capcom games.
Oh no.
I want to watch everything that Beatrice's actor is it?
Me too.
Well, don't watch the Umineko anime because even though she's
Except
in
for
that,
Except for that.
Tomokazu Sugita. I recognize that name.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sakataro!
My favorite. Well,
Oh man, there's a lot of names I recognize here.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back over this list at some point.
This track fucking rules.
This
Oh
is
yeah, it
cool.
does. It's called
Yeah.
Prisons for some reason.
Well, I'm
Oh,
really
it's
excited
good
that
act,
there's
like-
so much more content left.
Okay, so I was looking at the list for Umineko tracks, and I was like, why is this someone named Freeholder? It is actually someone named Freeholder in this. ZTS makes all the battle tracks, and I love that. Love that.
Dai does a lot of good tracks as well.
Yeah,
Minus 45 does the best shit. IMO.
I don't know exactly. I just know that a lot of the battle tracks.
I mean, they did this track.
Oh yeah, this
They did all the shit that sounds like Umineko. Or, not Umineko. You know, a Toho.
Danganronpa.
Toho.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
Thank
think-
you so- Bye-bye.
I think somebody from who's done one of the tracks here maybe has done a track in my rhythm game.
Mm.
Oh, that
totally
sounds right. Yeah,
I'll have to check. I'm playing a
what's it called?
let me double check really quick.
That game. We showed
it's
Demo.
Yeah.
Oh, Vimo? Like,
Demo.
Deemo. Demo.
was
It's
like-
a rhythm game. It's
It's on Switch.
yeah, it's really
Right.
cute. I love it. But it's got like a
Whoa.
bunch of content.
Hashtag content.
A bunch of different artists who've contributed
Witch
like
Hunt.
compositions for it.
bilingual HD version.
Oh man.
Oh, what?
New
There's a new
features.
What?
Uh-oh. Oh dear, this new thing.
To the tune of what?
Oh no.
Achievement unlocked. The beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that!
It's so
Oh.
The music
pretty.
box. Oh my god, there's a music box.
Oh. I love this.
This is the best reward.
Yes.
Skip scary tunes?
Oh,
Play
that's
scary
great.
tunes only.
That's amazing. Oh my god, this is awesome.
Oh man.
This is so good. Wow, okay. We have all the...
Every track
This
and
is great.
Oh, I'm...
This is so cool.
What's a good one?
oh,
Oh,
there's
I'm
the
really
vocal
excited.
version of Happy Maria.
Oh, do that one.
Where's Happy Mia?
To the right.
Oh, there it is. You actually get to listen to the lyrics if you actually play it.
Oh.
Oh man.
Hi.
Hi, Beatrice.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, there's Sakataro's theme.
If anyone can discern these lyrics, you are.
Oh, we'll look it up.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway. Yeah.
Ski, would you like to give us the lowdown on what the people of 1998 know?
I'm so
Yeah.
ready for this.
Give me a moment.
Oh, I'm so excited. This is so pretty. I love this scene.
It's a great scene.
Put on some.
It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, put on some.
Yeah, play some.
I
play
will.
Some more
I
songs.
will. I just want to find those lyrics really quick.
Okay.
Well,
Um,
Google has it.
Hold on.
Okay, so
It's very long.
the official story of the Rokenjima massacre.
Okay.
Oh my
I'm
God,
ready.
there is
Now
actually-
this is coming from the 7th expansion wiki, so I'm not so it's pretty complete. So don't look at that if you want spoilers.
Okay.
So they've written it better than what we know. During the Ushiramiya family conference, it is believed that a massacre took place. This is supported by the fact that everyone did not return, and there was evidence that there was a huge explosion that took place.
Explosion.
Yeah.
That's new.
It is believed that the motive behind the murders was the fight over the gold that Kinzo Ushiramiya possessed. The case was not solved, and several years later, 2 message bottles were found that detailed the events that transpire. However, the problem was that the order of the murders that took place were different, adding more mystery to the incident as well as interest to the public. The only
Mhm.
thing that was certain was that both messages were signed by Maria Ushiramiya and both had the same handwriting, meaning both were written by the same person. Later on, a piece of Maria's jaw was found as a result of the police investigation. We know this. And we also know about the message bottle.
Mhm.
Other parts of her body were not found, and neither of the relatives were as well, and it was hopeless to think that anyone that had attended the family conference was still alive. Despite the contradictions, interviews with servants from Rokenjima confirmed that the author knew the mansion and its inhabitants in considerable detail. The only known survivor was Eva, believed to have been the culprit.
Okay.
Wait, you said that they had the same handwriting?
Yes, the bottles have
I
the
thought-
same handwriting.
I thought they had different handwriting.
Yeah, I thought what
Anj.
what Anj had figured out was that they were different, and that's how she knew that it was Bito's
No.
handwriting.
The writing in the bottles were different than the writing in Maria's grimoire.
Oh, so both
the
of them are
bottles have-
fake.
Hmm.
So the bottles have different handwriting than the grimoire. So we don't. So we know that whoever wrote the bottles wasn't Maria.
So
Okay.
for some reason,
Okay.
my speakers are not playing the music. Or my
Well, the stream stopped.
The stream stopped.
the stream stopped.
Yes.
Yep.
On Discord. On Discord.
Discord.
Oh well, hold on.
Oh, okay. Let's find out.
So with that in mind, please tell me your theories.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Shiny, do you want to share ours? I still can't hear any music,
Yeah,
but you
I
might
can't
just need to
either.
click on a new song. Do you just need to click on a new song?
I already did. I clicked on a couple of them.
Maybe the player's just not doing so
Yeah.
well.
No, it might be. You might have had that thing with last night. You know, not the night last night, but like when you hit the microphone, you had a problem.
Yeah, but I mean, oh, I guess what I could do is hold on a sec.
Okie dokie.
Check the YouTube stream and see if that's happening.
Oh, let me check and see if I hear anything in the YouTube stream. Oh, that's fine.
Doo-doo.
Hold on.
Cool.
Oh yeah, the
Have all
music's not
music.
playing on the YouTube stream either.
Ah.
Hold on a sec.
Okie dokie.
Please excuse us. We are having technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
Ooh,
Suspicion.
woo, yeah. Suspicion.
Hulu.
One among us is Beatrice, the Golden Witch.
You know what I figured out tonight?
We're running different versions.
Bateau and Chubby are the most untrustworthy people ever.
Oh, great.
I'm joking because both of them were imposters at one point, and none of us suspected either one of them.
We inject Beto, and it's like Beto was not the Golden Witch, and we're all like,
Remind me if I ever play a game of Among Us with you guys
Oh,
to
Beatrice?
set my name. Yes, even if I'm not the imposter.
Shabby is an amazing imposter in that game. Like amazing. Like perfect. They picked a map that I've never been on, so I wasn't doing too good. I got my last game with them. I got ejected out, but I
Yeah.
was a crewmate, so they all suspected me, even though I was a crewmate, and I was like, bye bye.
Okay, so our theory is it pertains to the servants and my
I'm trying
theory,
to think about how to
right? It's hard to
describe it.
explain, but
you
like
kind
I
of
think
had
it,
a theory, and I had a theory, and then we kind of merged them.
right. Well, you said I think it's not. So I had a theory about like the witches, and
hmm
she like agrees, but she thinks it also applies to the servants.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I have some ideas.
so why don't you tell us what you think about that?
I'm having a really bad ADD day, so I'm trying to figure out where to start. But so one thing is like, okay, so did we agree that we think that it's pretty evident that Beto or Beatrice is like a descendant of Kinzo?
I
And
think I mm,
see, like, there's so many, like, maybe, sort of, somehow, possibly, there's some stuff. Okay,
sorry, I'm
anyway,
trying to figure out how to get this thing to
I know,
work.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to explain stuff too.
Okay, so here's the thing. I think what I think's going on is that the nice Beto is the I don't know which is which, but one of them is the granddaughter of the other Beto. And I don't know who the mother is, but I think that it has something. I don't think it's necessarily Asumu, but I think there's something to do with Asumu that is like relevant to that. And I don't really get it, but I feel like
Okay.
Suit Beto I think is a descendant of real Beatrice. And the fact that when Suit Beto comes out and is like, check it out, Battler's never going to understand what you want him to understand as a result of playing this game. And then real Beto is like, all right, fine, I'll, we can switch places now or whatever.
Yeah.
That was a really confusing moment for me because going into that, I had this idea that like the really evil one is Suit Beto, and that the really like the one that's like not sure who she is the dress Beto, right? But then in that scene, Suit Beto is the one who's like, oh shit, I don't know then, take me off the board, I don't want to be here. And the weird thing is, like, when they switch places, Dress Beto begins acting like Suit Beto. Like, visually they switch places, but also they switch personalities. It's so weird. I don't actually know. I don't know. But we think it's not what our theory is. Sorry, I went on a tangent. Our theory is really that
No. It's okay. That is definitely something you should think about more.
Yeah. Our theory is really that like the people on the board who are either the witches or the servants have like
Okay, so
I don't know what the end of that sentence was.
Okay, do you want me to try?
Yeah.
Do you want me to try?
Yeah.
Okay. So, it's pretty clear to me that this whole game is, at least among many other things, a big commentary on like writing, right?
Yes.
And so I think that like we have been, and it really, really reads to me like we're reading like what happens on the board with like all the murders and stuff. Like it reads to me like someone's writing drafts of revenge porn
Yes.
where like someone, okay, so my theory is what we're reading, or like what is being played out in these games like over the course of 4 different iterations is like someone's like writing like a mystery novel in which they creatively murder like fictionalized versions of everyone that they hate. And like that's why there's so many like, yeah, and then we like throw you up really high in the sky and then drop you, or like we like bury you under a cake, or like you get
My
like
favorite.
drowned in the sea, or like, you know, like all these super intense crazy ways of like cathartically murdering people who've like done you wrong. And it really reads to me like someone who's been through like a really incredibly painful life experience and is like using the writing as an outlet to like
Deal with it.
to
Right, like Maria
process
was.
it. Right, like Maria does with like the journalist. In a way, it's just like, okay, how do you process trauma? One way that you can process trauma is like to do like escapist stuff, like in a positive way with like Sakataro, where you like make friends and stuff, or in like a negative way where it's like I'm gonna like hyper focus on it and like imagine all these terrible ways of hurting people who have hurt me, because I can't actually like fight back or like deal with it in real life. So it reads to me like what we're reading is like the first question arc is like draft 1, and then it gets scrapped, and then there's draft 2, and then that gets scrapped. And like so like it's kind of why like all of the stories are very similar, which is why they're like drafts of the same kind of thing. Like the premise is similar, the characters are similar, but like what happens and how it's done is different. And like, okay, maybe sometimes like people are found with like half of their heads blown off, or like maybe they die in different ways, but like they're like kind of, it seems like they're kind of like working out. And like I've spent like most of my life in the book industry, so I feel like
Yeah.
in some ways I'm like kind of maybe just like this is what I want it to be. But like it really feels like someone like working through the writing process and also working through like their own like damage, basically, like their own demons, and in kind of an unhealthy way, I would say. But so then like I would extend then my next thought was like, okay, so where's the author's self-insert? And the author's self-insert I think has to be like the witches. And then I would also extend that, and so since my thought was like, okay, if this is a meditation on creative writing, or like of writing as like practice, and that's being manifested in the game as like magic, right? So like the conversations are all around like this is different versions of magic, and that's like good or bad or valid, and that has to do with
Y'all,
like
I found the other
maps onto
bunny.
the writing.
The other
Oh.
bunny.
The other bunny doll that Rosa broke.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Is the stream visible right now?
no.
Ah.
Okay.
Well, it's on the stream, but let me reshare it with y'all. I'm looking at some stuff.
Can you? Okay.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. Here's yep. So
Yeah.
that's
Oh no.
that's 75% of a Chester there. This is
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's in the upper half.
This is the one that Rosa broke.
Yep.
That sucks.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, so they were the ones from the little like rabbit band.
Mhm.
So sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so the author's self-insert, right? If we take the premise that like magic is a way that writing is being discussed, or like writing has power, right? Then you can extrapolate maybe that like in the story that's being written, if this is like somebody's revenge porn, is like the people who have magic or who are using magic are like the author's self-insert exploration. So that's why I would say that includes the witches and the furniture. So because like the furniture is like intrinsically both magic and like tied to the witches like very closely. So my crazy theory is like, okay, so the author is exploring like kind of like a debate within themselves of like different perspectives on things and like who deserves what punishments and why. But sometimes like there are things that come up like like Beto is like very, very focused on like being remembered and recognized, and like that's kind of the point of the game, right? It's like Battler is supposed to recognize that magic is real and like sort of validate her in that way. And also like when there's that exchange with like Beatrice, like suit Beto and dress Beto, like the real crux that they're like, man, this is just really terrible, is that like Battler doesn't remember something that that Duke Beto wants him to remember. So like there's also this like, man, like someone isn't like remembering me or recognizing me or like validating me in the way that I need them to. And like that, if that never happens, then like things are hopeless for me. And I also see like canon is also like I kind of see the furniture as like various options on like different aspects of the author, maybe like different like personality traits. Like canon also is like has all these problems with like self-recognition and confidence and like feeling like good enough and valued. And then Shannon is like almost this like archetypally good, like I don't know, like aspirational kind of like, this is what I'm supposed to be, like all like good and perfect and sweet and kind. And I don't know what to do with like George or like the family members really yet, like in this crazy theory, but like there's
So you're looking for the direct author insert for Ryukishi07. You're looking for whoever that is what you're saying?
right. So then my theory is that like the author is like, this is how I was tying it into like your theory, is that like Beatrice, like, so we have like the theory of like what's happening on the island, right? We have the stories and we have like the like, here's what could have happened and here's the story. Those are like the mystery stories. But I think that like my theory is that those are based in reality to a certain extent, but that has been like exaggerated and fictionalized. So like there is an actual author who had like a super traumatic life, childhood, whatever. And like this is them like writing out how to process it, but that it really is like based in like real things that happened to them. So
So
and I think that is the, like when you were saying like that there is like a descendant of Kinzo, or like I was positing that, but like there's a like there is like a real Beatrice, or some, or like Beatrice's grandmother Beatrice, or like there, I don't have that all like worked out yet either, but there is like a real person who has like been processing these things. And I think that person like is a descendant of Kinzo or is related to them in some way. and like probably like this is where I'm getting like super crazy. I think that that person may have like lived on the island, but in like the other mansion, the one that's got like
Kumadora.
the secret. Yeah, thank you. I'm really bad at remembering the names.
Kuadori.
Okay.
Yeah, the one with the secret tunnel.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on the other side of the island. And so part of what I was thinking is that like the reason I was thinking that it's based in reality is right. Like so in 1998, when we're like on the boat with like the boat dude, and he's saying like he's taking them to like the island. They're talking about like how to access the island. So like obviously the island is real, and like there really was like a family that lived there and like stuff that happened, and that's like what Ski you were saying, like this is what is known, right? So like
The Rokenjima massacre actually occurred.
right. So I think that the person who wrote these things that we're like kind of going through as these like question arcs, that person lived on the island and had like a fucking terrible life, and that person I think actually had very few like friends or allies, but I think that it's possible that a few of the people who like actually were there and were inspirations for people in the story are the people who Kumasawa, like the people who are what's the word for it?
The furniture.
Vessels.
So that's the thing,
Vessels?
right? We had this
So-
idea that so the game makes a distinction between the servants and the servants that are like furniture, right? And
Right.
and we were beginning to we caught this very telling line from Ronov saying that Genji was his vessel. And
Right.
That is correct.
and that is something that makes
So-
me think but we knew Genji was like a high tech, like really powerful but kind of old furniture, right? And what we did not believe that Kumasawa was the same type of being. But then in part 3, right, we see that she is almost literally a vessel for Virgilia. But then she's walking around on her own in part 4. So she is her own character, just like Genji is independent of Ronov in certain scenes. But it is very telling, right? It suggests that the character that Ronov and Virgilia are only able to move around within the game because prior to that, Kumasawa and Genji have been killed in like a previous game, right? So remember, Ronov didn't show up until the second game, and Virgilia didn't show up until the third game, and it makes me wonder if some condition was fulfilled in either the first or second game that allowed them to show up. And now, if I think about that, now I'm starting to think even more broadly. I'm starting to ask myself, okay, did something happen that allowed Gap to join as of the fourth game? And was not having her around a reason why Kinzo would have never come down, right? Did he not have enough people backing him? You'll note that all the people that joined him when he actually walked downstairs and started killing people, like you could totally tell he wanted to in the first 3 games. He didn't actually do that until he had the forces he needed. He needed 3 allies, and it seems like they came each one at a time through those games. And so, yeah, it's really interesting. And Maddie and I were talking about how Go ahead.
Can I tell them about the boat? Like what I thought about with the boat?
Yes, that was brilliant.
Tell us about
so when we're in 1998 and you're on the boat and you're going to the island and we're like learning all about the other entrance, like, oh, there is actually another entrance to the island, and yeah, this guy. So he's like, oh yeah, I've been doing this route for forever and ever, and there's this other entrance to the island, and he very specifically is talking about like they would drop off like deliveries to the other side of the island, and so like that makes me think that like there was someone who's living in the Kumadorian.
The
Is that what
Kuwadorian.
it's called? Yeah. The other mansion that was receiving supplies, and that he also name drops specifically
People
the
who knew about it.
the other servants who knew about it. And so to me that says, okay, these would have been servants who would have probably worked with and been around whoever was in that mansion.
Let's call her
So
Beto.
we'll call her Beto. So if Beto's living in the mansion and having a terrible childhood and life and like writing these stories, she probably also would have had like servants there, right? Like living with her. Like she probably wouldn't have been alone in the mansion. And since he specifically name drops them, like I just noticed that like, oh, okay, the people that you specifically name dropped are also people who are vessels.
Except for
And
Goda.
except for Goda. Like we don't know about Goda.
Goda did
But
know about that though.
Right. So it's like my thought is like, okay, so these are people who this person had in their real life, and my thought is that like the maid, what's her name?
Kumasawa.
Yeah. She probably was like maybe nice to Beto, because she is given like magic, right? Like which is like the good stuff. Like that's like the author self-insert, that's like magic is like writing and all that stuff. So I'm just supposing that any character that has anything to do with like anything magic is like on the side of the author.
Also,
So
those characters tend to die as late as possible, and generally not so gruesome.
right. And so my guess is that like they were probably like the only people that this person like interacted with that weren't maybe like horrible to them, so that they would, because they don't go through the same like let's kill them and resurrect them and kill them and resurrect them and like do the torture porn thing, right? Like where like let's take out the anger on them through fiction thing. And so I'm supposing that there is a maid and there is like a butler or whatever, that these people are based on, that that actually that the author like didn't absolutely hate, or that maybe like helped her out or something, and like that's why that they're not treated like near as badly as everyone else. So and then Shiny, you were saying like you had some theories about like what could have happened, like because I only got as far as like this person obviously was put through hell, because otherwise
Right.
they wouldn't be writing like let me like take it out by torturing these people. But you had some ideas about like what could have happened to them.
What the particulars of that might be. Yeah, I have a little bit of not direct, but kind of like sort of ballpark spoiler knowledge from listening to the Shriekcast up until I started playing this. And something that I've heard this series handles very well is so I mean I know what it's about, right? That was spoiled for me. It's about using fiction as a means of coping with trauma, and how different authors approach that, right? You have Beatrice, who's doing this thing over and over. You have a Lambda Delta, who is sort of like all about certainty. Things have to be a certain way. Bern Castell, who's all about like probability and miracles and the idea of like, in a positive way, hope, but in a negative way, hopelessness.
Yes, because if you remember, she is basically one of the previous main characters from Higurashi.
Yes. So she's been roped into this in that way. And you can see, and like Maria is probably a better example of this. Maria is a wait a sec. The Black Blood.
The what?
That's familiar. The Black Blood, the Black Witch. Furniture journey itself. Hold up. His body was regenerated. She's torn apart. Vessels. Message himself. Wait a sec. Hold up. Don't lose that thought. The Black Witch. Execute. No.
You cannot execute Sakutaro.
There was something, I was reading his profile earlier and it said something about the Black Witch. And I was like, oh, wait. Like, Maria's mom, Rosa, is like talked about as like the Black Witch, but like that's the Black Blood. There's something about that. Anyway, Anyway,
but yeah.
Sorry, what I was saying was Maria is like somebody who uses her magic to envision a world where things aren't actually as bad, and that's her way of dealing with things, right? Some would read that as denial. Anj certainly did, but like to her, it was like her way of coping with trauma, right? And Beatrice is sort of like the vengeance model of that, right? And when Beatrice is just totally beside herself when you come to when Battler arrives to like kind of take her to task, right? Or I guess actually it was Anj who showed up and yanked her out, but then Battler does it too, and she's hanging out with Maria and she's forcing Maria or she's forcing Beatrice to leave, right? To come back and play the game.
Yeah.
Beatrice is the reason I think she's hanging out with Maria in that scene is because she has given herself to the Maria method because it gives her comfort when it gives her sort of like a break from having to deal with those feelings, right? Maria, it works for Maria because I think Maria's brain works different. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I think that Anj pretty deftly and maybe not deftly, but like pretty definitively pointed that out, right? Because we saw the truth of Maria's life and we saw what the fiction she created, and we were like, oh no, Anj, don't tear it down, it's good for her, it helps her. She knows like she doesn't need to be exposed to like the traumatic reality, right? Whereas a person like Beatrice, perhaps, who has this feeling of vengeance about this, right? It may be that she needs to confront the reality and let the game finish with her loss, right? She needs to be willing to I don't know, confront the truth, right? And what I'm saying, I'm being vague about that because this is like a kind of touchy subject, right? Like a lot of people have a similar conversation about exposure therapy, I guess. And to me, I feel like, well, until that scene we just saw today, I would have said that Lambda Delta and Bern Castell were trying to enact something like that for Beatrice, because clearly Beatrice is like a survivor of something, right? And that was the word that ZC used on Shriekcast. Shout out to Shrieking Shack, they're amazing. And survivor in the way that like activists would talk about it, right? The fact that a game like this is able to handle that with such poise and like to be that correct about, to actually know that thoroughly what it's talking about, I think kind of speaks to the like I guess the integrity of the narrative, right? Like I'm generally leery of anything that talks of so what we're getting at here is that I'm pretty sure that Beatrice, as in the Beatrice that we were just talking about who lived in the other mansion or whatever, was like a rape victim, right? I'm pretty sure that Kinzo.
Oh boy.
I'm pretty sure that she existed there to sort of replace Kinzo's lost love, who I'm guessing is her ancestor, and that to me, while like a really fucked up and particularly like dark anime thing to like put in the plot of a visual novel, normally that would be like a really like eye-rolling plot, but hearing that this gets handled as well as it deserves to be, right, as a subject that like actually pertains to real people and shouldn't be tossed about lightly or just used as a device to make you feel sorry for the character, right? Like it is empathy that's being created here, right? We're trying to when we were shown Beatrice in episode 3 being like, I don't actually know who I am, because if I'm not Beatrice, then I don't know who I am. I don't have any other names. And that to me spoke to a like, once again, the writer is writing a bunch of things to forget about what the real story is, right? And I think that, and it's established right away that mansion Beatrice, Beto, studied magic under Virgilia, who at the time was Beatrice. Or the Endless Witch. Sorry, I should say she was the Endless Witch who inherited it from the previous Endless Witch, right? And even at the time, she said that she was not.
Can you?
Sorry.
I was gonna say, could you go back to that?
Yeah,
page,
I'll go back to the episode 3 version of her because that's
no, that specific description that was there for Virgilia.
Well, if this is the case that she was that, then Kingzo being set on fire every game is sort of a metaphor then.
Yeah, Kinzo deserves everything he gets.
I think so. So here's another one of the other things that I was imagining is like, because Virgilia's vessel was like that maid,
right?
That I was saying like, oh, it's very possible that like these servants were ones that like the author Beto or Beatrice or whatever like looked up to or liked, is that like, this is like, if you're looking at this description, it's like, okay, she was the teacher and she was employed by the family and she interacted with her like in a manner fitting a servant. And there's also that scene, right, like where she gives like what we assume to be Beto like magic or something, like
she
there's
demonstrated
like that
magic in front of her and then agreed to teach her how to do it,
right. And so I was thinking of like, okay, so maybe this like maid person in like the other mansion like taught the author something or like gave her something or like was an example in some way that was like formative or like positive. And it's like, oh, okay, like that's how that's going to get written into the story, is like Virgilia is going to teach, like Virgilia's vessel is going to get turned into Virgilia and Virgilia is going to give Beto like teach her magic and stuff. And I was just like, okay, maybe this might be super far-fetched, but I'm just like, I keep seeing these as like, okay, how could this be like someone turning a real life situation into like a fictionalized one? And the vessels seem very specifically like parallels. It's like, okay, here's this person, but then like here's how I'm turning them into like an extrapolated character. But I feel like the like being a victim of rape, of sexual assault, like among maybe probably other terrible things, like whoever, like Beatrice or whoever it is. Hello, cat. There's a cat here. Has joined.
Cat.
We've been interrupted by an important animal.
Yeah.
God damn it, Bird Castell.
It makes sense to me that like that I think they fit together. Like I don't think that those theories are mutually exclusive.
Right. I think what we're piecing together separate or the like possible answers to different mysteries within the text that seem separate, but as we get to versions of our theories that make more sense, they start to corroborate each other when they get closer to being true. And that,
so like
that's
yeah,
pretty cool.
I'm kind of taking the sort of the example of like, okay, what really happened like on the island from like the 1998 perspective, like what really happened, and how can I imagine this as something that's like, how does it get turned into these question arcs? And then Shani, I think yours dovetail fairly seamlessly with that, at least so far. Like, I don't know, I still feel like there's way more questions than answers, and like I don't know how many Betos there are. I don't know why there's different versions of the painting Beto. I don't like I don't know why I feel like there's just so many like
I have
author self inserts. Like why
I don't
why
think
are
they're
you
all the same author is the thing. So here's one there's two real addendums I'll make to this theory that I think I've shared these with you, but maybe I haven't, and maybe you can tell me what you think. And Dark and Ski feel well, Ski, be careful obviously, but like Dark
Well, I'm not going.
yeah.
Well, if I might say something very quickly.
Please.
Well done. You're
Okay.
very much on the right track.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I feel so validated.
However, your details are very, very wrong.
God damn it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
That's what I
Hey,
thought.
that's great. That's way better than like, it's all wrong.
We
It's
get the
not
idea,
wrong.
but we don't know. We're not putting the pieces together.
You're kind of close. You're kind of
Cool.
close. But I feel like you need more information to truly solve the mystery of Rokenjima in 1986.
Oh
so,
man.
So I have a few questions and / theories to just air, and then we can see if that sparks anything in either Dark or Maddie here.
Okay.
So, for one, right? There's the two bottles that have the two theories that are not Maria's handwriting, right? I'm kind of playing a dirty trick here because I read this off screen just now before I realized you guys couldn't see the screen. So Ski, we were under the impression that one of those was Maria's handwriting, but neither of them are, meaning neither of them are her account, meaning that and if they're different, right?
Yes.
I'm wondering if those two accounts, because we don't know what the exact details are, we just know that they're different. Or well, we know the details of one of them, just not which, and I can't remember which. Can't remember what was said in that, but it resembled one of the games. I'm wondering if the other note doesn't resemble one of the other games, and then from that, I'm sort of wondering, does it mean that the other two games are fabrications along another vector, right? So
Interesting.
I'll give you an example of what I mean. Let's say there's two notes in a bottle they find. One of them describes episode 1, the other describes episode 3.
Sure.
And that one ends up being accepted because in episode 3 we know that Ava survives, right? that means that you have to ask yourself what's different about episode 2 and 4 from episodes 1 and 3. And I think the main one is the presence of Suit Beto.
Yeah.
You never see her in episodes 1 or 3, but she is literally there in episode 2 and literally there right at the end of episode 4. So now what, right? Now you have to ask yourself, okay, if two of these, if one of these is true, right? You have to ask yourself, is it one of the accounts in a bottle, or is it one of the Suit Beto stories? And you, I don't know. Part of me is wondering if we're gonna start eliminating them as versions of the story, right? Episode 1 is the one that seems most grounded in reality, right?
Yeah.
So it seems like the one that like is most likely to be true. But also, if we look forward in 1998, right, it doesn't make any sense because Ava's dead. And then a bunch of other shit that doesn't really make sense. But
of course, since we don't really have any real accounts on what happened, who knows?
Right, exactly. We don't have any witnesses, right? I mean, we had Ava, but she wasn't.
And apparently, all of Battler's Blue was wrong. Most of it, anyway.
Right. It turns out that like it was all valid, most of it, all but one thing, but he wasn't right, and Beto chose not to cut those things down, and now we can ask ourselves, did she do that on purpose because she's trying to lose, or does she not know enough to confidently make those moves? And I don't know. That would suggest that Beto doesn't know everything, which would be a new question.
Weird.
So did you have another point you wanted to make before, like, because I don't know, I feel like something that I keep coming back to is like, if there really was an explosion, right? And like this is a horrible thought, right? Like, but if it's possible that like, just for like a lack of a better name, like the Beatrice who wrote the author Beatrice, right? If they got to a point after like writing like mystery torture porn, like that it wasn't doing it, like that it wasn't enough, like did that person kill everyone and like act on it basically, and like saying like, okay, well, I tried to deal with my pain through this outlet, and I just still feel really broken, and then like did something about it basically, and like
Right.
there's that possibility, or did something else happen, and like I don't want to assume that that's the case because I don't think that's a safe assumption at all, but I do think it's a possibility, and I am like kind of freaked out by that because it means like that the I don't know, like
it means
I feel
that
like
the
there's
Beto that we feel bad for went and killed a bunch of people.
Right, and it's like I think there's a lot, I don't know, there's a lot of ways that you could read it, like at least the question arcs that we've read, in that like their unsuccessful attempts at like coming to terms with things, because like it doesn't end up resolving satisfactorily, like ever, like
Right.
none of those, like that's why at first I was thinking like, oh, okay, these are drafts of a story because like they're unfinished. It's like this is not like a finished piece. These are not like finished, like I don't know, Agatha Christie mysteries, like start to finish, here's how it was done, like the traditional like mystery format. But it's like a start of it, and then you start getting to like the, oh, here's how it was done and stuff, but it's all wrong and it's all jumbled and it's all like, oh, but what if it was this, but no, that's not right, and like, oh, this was a closed room, but no, it wasn't, and it's like it never wraps up in a satisfactory satisfactory way, which to me also reads to like this wasn't enough. Like it wasn't like the therapeutic
It
exercise
did not
that
help
they
her.
hoped that
Mhm.
that she hoped it would be. And like because I was really hoping that like the fourth question arc would kind of like not necessarily give us answers, but like kind of wrap up in some sort of way. And it didn't. It just ends like the rest of them. And that kind of worries me in like a like, okay, well, if that's the end of the question arcs, like what did this person do after they like wrote these drafts and then like gave up, right? Because it wasn't working. It didn't do enough.
Right.
Did
So
they explode everyone? I mean, I hope not.
so
That'd
Dark,
be
you had something to
real
say?
bad. Yeah. Yeah, I've
Oh,
already talked a lot.
not really. I was just saying that Moogs is here. Hey, Moogs.
Hey,
Hello.
Moogs.
Hey Moogs.
I'm sorry I took so long.
It's okay,
Uh,
Moogs. We can.
You didn't really miss much. The two witches were discussing pretty much what happened, and that was it.
Oh,
They
okay.
were on a bed with each other.
So here's
Oh, we-
I'll tell you what new things we know from the Tea Party. You ready?
Yeah.
It's a short list.
Okay.
Lambda and Byrne are actually in love with each other, and they actually like know, like Byrne Castell actually is in on that, right?
Oh wow.
Sometimes
Is
they
he
hang
just a
out in a
different
spare
colored people?
fragment of the universe on a bed covered in candy, and it's weird. And
Okay.
they talk about the
It's
game that they're playing with Beatrice, who actually they just want to torment because it's fun. And Byrne Castell is now openly in on it and looking forward to it and having fun. And we heard her laugh, and it was terrifying.
Oh
Yep.
boy.
And also, according to Lambda Delta, Beatrice, even though she lost, she could totally have kept going because apparently almost everything Battler said in blue was wrong. And then she said a bunch of shit in red right after that to show that that was true. And then Byrne Castell was like, "Yeah, actually, all that Beto would have had to do would be to like actually seek out those like fill
Seek
the
out the
holes."
truth and refute everything that he said.
Right, but she
Mhm.
chose not to do that because whatever. But also, and then they said in unison, there is no way for Beto to win,
And a miracle certainly will not occur.
and a
Yep.
miracle will not happen.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so now they're on. Newsflash, they're on the same side.
It feels like more Battler and Beatrice are on the same side now.
It's not Lambda and Beatrice against Byrne Castell and Battler. It's Lambda and Byrne Castell against Beto, really.
Battler.
And they're kind of using
And
Battler.
everyone else is a fucking tool for that. And
Oh wow.
and I don't know though. I still feel like the real game is between the two Betos. And
Yeah.
I feel like and we've been basically talking about that for probably about an hour and a half or something.
Oh wow. Okay.
But I the one point I was gonna try to make, because there was one other thought I had, is that you know how we said like, okay, the handwriting is Beto's, but the notes are supposedly by Maria, so that doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, well, watch what happens when I execute Meta World Beatrice for episode 4.
Let's see what happens.
She holds the fatherly magical power that is the source of endless evolution in the sea. However, that power is meaningless. No matter how many times you multiply something in the sea of 0, it will never become more than 0. However, when she was blessed by a miracle that gave birth to 1 in that sea, her world became endless. When she was joined with the Witch of Origins, Maria, in the Mariage Sorcière, their magical compendium gained an endless span as well as endless power. Now,
Jeez.
you may be wondering, is this in reference to Beatrice and Witch Maria like kind of teaming up here at the very end of episode 4.
Yeah.
It could be, but I would like to draw your attention back to a much earlier event. At the end of episode 1, do you remember what happened after the last murder at 12 midnight when the clock went off and everything went to shit?
She was like staring at a wall singing because
After that.
After that?
This is after Natsuhi shot the gun and they walked in to find her dead, and Maria's just there in front of the portrait laughing along with someone else at the same time.
It was Beatrice, wasn't it?
Well, it was somebody, and we don't ever see them. But if you want to take the ambiguity there as reminiscent or maybe like foreshadowing of maybe like the actual events, right? Because the events are all different in each of these, but they sometimes resemble each other in ways that seem like this is different, but it's basically the same thing happening.
Yeah.
Just in a different way. Like Maria and the witch were joined together in a way, right? Maria and Beatrice became the same person, or maybe Maria. At first, I thought, I didn't see this.
Have we looked at these?
I didn't see this.
Have we looked at these before?
This is new.
Can we look at them?
Let's look at this.
Yes, this should help you out.
Oh, Grimoire's Beatrice's titles?
Which is Lady Beatrice. Just which together they created a groundbreaking magical compendium which brought about an immense influx of strength to Beatrice's once declining magic power. It's probably safe to say that the formation of this alliance allowed Beatrice to gain the endless power in its truest sense. According to its first clause, member witches must acknowledge each other and respect each other's magic. Young Ange did receive an invitation to join this alliance at one point, but she was later excommunicated. And that was because of she misused the, remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Very Catholic churchy.
Magic. Okay, and can we just note that, is that a glitch ski or is that intentional that when I hover over Mariage Sorcière, it turns into Portrait Epitaph?
I think that might be a glitch.
Okay.
Anyway, I have to drop out because I need to make sure. I need to go check on something.
Okay.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Magical Compendium. Foundation that gives birth to magic. In particular system which magical power can be gained automatically by sharing. For which is committing one's magical compendium to paper and leaving it behind for future generations is considered an important life's work. However, the more fearsome the power of a magical compendium, i.e. the popularity, the harder it is to comprehend and share with others. Interesting. An easily learned magical power may be easy to share, but such magical compendiums are doomed to end up as little more than good luck charms that are eventually forgotten. The essence of sorcery.
Like the difference between like high literature and like
in fan fiction.
Exactly. Right.
Good luck charm.
Where we don't give any credit, we don't give any sort of import to literature that doesn't catch on in a certain way or adhere to certain
so maybe Beatrice
the essence
died.
of sorcery / writing
is
Beatrice died,
maintaining a balance between these two outcomes when leaving a magical compendium behind for later generations. So to give it I read that as it is at once enjoyable to enough people, but also deep enough that you can get different things out of interpreting it.
Okay, I have. Well, this is probably not really much of a theory, but I think since Marie was like into occult books, that she found a compendium that Beatrice wrote, and that's how Beatrice and her know each other already, and then she wrote it and passed that on to Ange. That's what I think.
Moogs, didn't she like literally give her that grimoire, right? Or
I believe so.
Can't remember.
Yeah,
are you talking about the grimoire that Ange ended up having?
Yeah, like didn't Beatrice originally give that to Maria as like a gift, or
Oh,
I can't remember.
That might
honestly,
be-
Look at Grimoires and see what it says.
I'm not sure.
Simply put, at any time a magical compendium is written down to be passed on later generations, it results as a grimoire. It is said that today the most famous grimoire in the world is a history of over 2,000 years and is still in circulation, acquiring new alliance members even now. It is forbidden to speak the true name of that grimoire, so it is simply called Book.
Oof.
That's creepy.
That's, I mean, it's just, no, it's just subversive. It's not creepy.
Yeah.
It's just very straight. It's very obvious what they're talking about. Anyway, what were you saying?
Yeah.
Luke's?
I was gonna say, it like you said, it's very obvious what they're talking
Yeah,
about.
this is like perhaps the most This is the most heavy-handed thing I've seen in Umineko.
I
Yeah.
get it. I get it now. Sorry, I'm gay. I didn't get it.
No, it's okay. I'm Captain America. I understood that reference.
Oof.
They're talking about the people.
Oh man.
Beatrice's titles.
I really think that
Mhm.
like so far not I mean I understand that like Ski was saying that the details are wrong in what we were saying, but I really think that we're
getting somewhere.
We're getting somewhere. We got the slow clap, which is very validating
You
for
got
me.
the Bayonetta smash clap.
Yep.
Beatrice's titles. As a witch, Beatrice holds two titles, Golden and Endless. These originally came from separate magical compendiums, so it can be said that she wields the power of two compendiums. The title of the Endless Witch, it has its foundation in endless creation and is the root of her unmatched endless magical power. The title of Golden Witch's foundation is the realization of magic, a magical power that can materialize imaginary precious metals, providing the miracle of manifestation to all less tangible forms of magic. These two titles were refined even further within the Sorcière, leading to their sublimation in the compendium known as the Endless Realization. In that sense, she technically shouldn't be referred to as the Endless Witch or the Golden Witch, but a new title that is a fusion of the two.
Interesting.
Weird. So this suggests that our Beto is neither the original Golden Witch or the original Endless Witch,
But a combination of the two.
but that she's learned both. She's like the red mage of the two, and now I think her grandma is the Golden Witch because she's the one who made the gold. Sorry.
Okay.
Gave the gold.
This is a stupid theory.
I think you're right.
What if Soup Beto is like Endless Witch and then Beto is Golden Witch?
Well, they're implying that
theory.
she's both.
You
You could also say, what if Suit Beto is both, and Dress Beto is golden, and Endless was Virgilia, because Virgilia is the previous Endless Witch, remember, who taught her, who taught Beto magic. So if that comes from both, if she got both of these from somewhere, well, we know where she got Endless from. Golden, we'll see.
Well, what if board Beto is Endless Witch, Soup Beto is Golden Witch, and then off the board Beto is both of them?
Maybe. I mean, that's off the board. Beto is hard to know, right? Because they're both on and off the board, they said. So, regarding witches, the definition of a witch is vague, but according to the generally accepted theory, witch is the moment they gain possession of a power surpassing the boundary of humans that they can use at will. The world or fragment in which they can use their power freely is known as their territory. Most witches cannot leave their territory at will, but those who can travel freely across the world of fragments are called voyagers. In the story, Burn Castell and Lambda Delta belong to this special category, so they are voyagers. Got it.
Interesting. Regarding voyagers,
I'm going to guess that Beatrice is not in that category.
Probably not.
Because she's an Umineko character and not yet a When They Cry character. Regarding voyagers...
Oh my god.
Worlds, different fates, and circumstances are called fragments, and witches capable of crossing the ocean of endless fragments are called voyagers. There's also a title using to indicate a high-order witch, and witches limited to their own territories cannot compare to their power. However, perhaps because they don't have well-defined territories of their own, their values are ever-changing, and it's easy for their souls to become vague and insubstantial. Interesting. That's resembles some stuff. It isn't uncommon for this to result in them turning into scraps of seaweed in the fragment ocean and fading away. Their voyage has no destination, and you might even say they're on a journey to escape a destination, which is of an even higher order than voyagers, are called creators. Creators are sacred beings who can create one out of the sea of nothingness. Did you want to read that?
Oh, if you want me to.
Go for it.
They can give birth to one from zero, give birth to the endless, and then return it to zero again in a flash. They are freed from all restrictions, and voyagers sometimes even call them gods.
Wait a minute. Oof. One from zero, return to O. Look at that. Look at that zero and that O.
Origin?
Oh, and then return it to O again? Right?
Weird.
That's weird. I don't know if that's a typo or not.
Seems intentional.
It's weird that Maria is supposedly more powerful than any of the other three witches.
In that sense, perhaps the Witch of Origins, Maria, is a chosen girl fated to become a creator. All voyagers fear that the destination of their own journeys is becoming a creator. As to why they would fear advancing to the status of a higher order being, only they themselves can comprehend the answer.
I like how it started making sense and then it stopped.
Yeah, it's scary to be a creator.
Maybe it's because witches are like fanfic authors, voyagers are like authors, and then creators are like J.K. Rowling's or like George Lucas's. Like it's one thing to have creativity, it's another to have creativity and influence, but then like creativity and influence and like power and like there's something there. Those
like
three,
you can literally create something out of nothing.
I feel like those three words map onto three other words that are like at the core metaphor of this game, and I don't know what those are, but like we'll get there, I feel like we'll get there. I have told Maddie in private that there is I only know a couple spoilers for this series. One of those is just a couple character names, and there's a minor character that will show up at some point who I think is just like, it's just there to like be the author voice. And I don't mean like author in the sense that you were saying earlier, but like
the Metatron.
Metatron?
The voice of God.
Metatron.
Oh, maybe it, in the sense that like Ryukishi07 has a self-insert character for him to be able to comment on things, even though this is a story about like creators commenting on a work, it's
a character that is not a self-insert, but is speaking on behalf of the author.
No, I mean like a literal self-insert. Like this, this character may as well just be him in disguise.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like there to like be asked questions, not having a role in the plot. I don't think, just a minor character.
Just like a guy off the street saying like, "You shouldn't have done that," and just walks away.
No, like somebody who like, because this story is already very meta, right? Yeah. And it's getting to a point though where the meta narrative has its own kind of like it's no longer above the material, like it's becoming a part of the material because it so mirrors the emotions in the material, right? So like the characters are the people on the board, and then the meta people are like the real people, right? Well, now it sort of feels like the meta world is like a board of its own. Once you start looking at the story in this way, you can start asking yourself questions about like, well, why is Lambda Delta like this? Why is Beta like this? Or whatever, right?
Yeah.
What I'm talking about, this character who's going to show up as if they are even above that in order to like kind of separate them so that they don't confuse the audience when they say super definitive things that the author is trying to say for clarification. I kind of wonder if that's going to be the character that will be like, witches are actually this, and voyagers are actually... I mean, I know we're not going to get that, but like,
Right.
I feel like if we're going to get anything like that helps us along, it's going to come out of that character. And I'll let you know when they show up. It's probably going to be... They're probably going to be hard to miss, even though they are minor. And then the other thing I know is like what the deal is with the gold, which... I still don't see how it relates because it's yet to make sense that it's that.
I don't know if you told me that.
I didn't, and I won't, because I don't get how it's possible, and hopefully that's exciting at least. I don't know. So shit's weird. This game's really weird. It's really cool. I want more. I'm gonna buy the rest. And next time we meet to eat the rich, we'll be eating it in a new flavor.
Ooh, a new flavor.
Oh, I did know one other thing, and that's that there's another
Tastes
color.
like answers.
There's another color of text.
Oh.
So
in addition to red and blue.
Yeah. So you can have fun thinking about that. And our good reward for finishing this game was a sound test, which doesn't work for some reason right now. But I'm just gonna rip all the files out and play them in my phone.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
It's I should have guessed that it was a music box because when you go onto the OST on YouTube, Dead Angle has 2 versions, and one of them is music box version. So I was like, oh, now I know why. That's why it's called.
Can we please? So like the video is off now, so you can't see this, but I've unlocked 20 of 22 achievements.
How do you not unlock 2 out of achievements when this game is linear and you can't do anything else?
Do you have to like play every song in the music box or something?
Well, I can see one of them is called Game Master Level 1. Read Ep 1 through 4.
We did that.
We did. We totally did.
Maybe they're expecting you to read episodes 1 through 4 back to back without stopping.
That doesn't make any sense.
Like
that's like 50 hours.
It's also like not how the game is like programmed, right? You have to like click out and go to like...
Yeah.
Hold on. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Maybe they didn't pop.
I will go to the bathroom.
Where's the
what the other one is?
I should say the worst thing. Moogs is really sus right now.
Hey, I didn't kill anyone.
Shut up, Moogs.
I didn't kill anyone.
That's what the Mega Man always says. Have you played Hero?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Thanks for listening to me and Shiny's theories.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they actually caught me up a little bit too on some stuff I'd missed.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm definitely very biased just because I've been in the book industry for so long that I'm like coming at it from a very specific angle. But because it was just very apparent early on that like this is about books and writing, and I was like, oh good. And then like I at first I thought like when I first started watching the game, I was like, is this all like somebody's dream that they keep having or like whatever? I was like, oh no, this is somebody's like writing exercise. Yeah, like, and it's based on like the only way that it made sense to me was like when they started doing the 1998 stuff and they were saying like, oh, this is
there
something
is a
that
canon aftermath, even though there so far seems to be no canon sequence of events.
Right, like so there's something that did actually happen. And so that's why I started thinking like, oh, okay, so these are like writing exercises to deal with like I don't know. I find so far the writing in this just absolutely remarkable. Like because we all have like damage, right? Like we've all been through stuff, and like at least for me and like some of the things that I've experienced in my life that were really challenging, I feel like it's handled very well. Um and I really appreciate that, because I feel like I can't count how many times I've read like accounts of people processing things that have happened to them, that they've like survived, and it's just been handled like so indelicately, and
Or even not even just like handled at all, like just used as like a plot device to get you to feel a certain way, right? Like
right.
as
And
literal
I
manipulation.
as fucked up as this story is, like as really just like cursed as a lot of this is, like I feel like they've done like a really amazing job at it. I'm really looking forward to like the answer arcs and like whatever else is coming, but man, like so far I still feel like there's more questions than answers, but hopefully like what we were saying
Oh
made some
no,
sort
oh
of
no,
sense.
Maddie. There are 4 question arcs and 4 answer arcs.
Yep. Yep. So we're just gonna get all the answers. Obviously, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, except that Skia has already sold us that literally does not happen.
Yep. Yep. I'm being facetious, but it's just like, yep. Yep. We're totally. It's all gonna be very obvious and clear. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm really excited that we're on the right track, even though our details are bad. Like,
Yeah.
I'm very encouraged. I'm like, oh, good. Like,
So, I kind of want to throw this wild theory out to the wind and take this as somebody who's
oh
missed
yeah.
a lot that's happened. But
Uh-huh.
because these games are taking place canonically in real life, and they're canonically happening at the same time, we just don't know which game is canon. What if, as they're playing the game, they're all happening at the same time in a different marble, and that's why there's 2 bottles, because they come from
And
different
one
games.
of the bottles is brought from someone else.
Yeah, it's from a different game.
What if like each game is a fragment?
Okay. Hey,
That doesn't seem this game's kind of style, but it does kind of line up a little bit of some of the pieces, I think, of why there's 2 bottles with different accounts.
yeah, I haven't been able to reconcile the 2 bottles thing yet. I like where you're going with that, but I feel like I want to roll that around a little longer.
Roll it in your head, yeah.
Yeah. It's really interesting to me that the handwriting in the bottles is the same, because I assumed that they were different. But if it's the same, like, yeah, I don't know. Man, we're gonna have to start the answers pretty soon.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna drive everyone nuts otherwise.
Maybe like in the next couple days. I mean, I know like the 4th and 5th obviously are Umineko days, but Umineko month basically.
Yeah.
So like starting tomorrow. So
Um,
anytime we want to start the answer arcs, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm ready for answers. Haha.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, Shiny.
Yes.
This self-insert character you were talking about from the actual author, do you think it's his way of being like, hey, stop misinterpreting these specific facts? Or
I mean,
oh, I hope so.
Potentially.
I mean,
that seems like too much of a win for us to have something like that.
That seems like more...
Ho. 1 moment, please.
Un momento.
Please stand by, everyone.
1 moment, please.
I got a little hint regarding those achievements.
Oh.
You may find this interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just really quickly here re-share to the audience here.
Ooh.
Okay, can y'all see?
Yes.
Yes, okay, we can all see. All right, very good.
Yep.
Tips. Where we were, episode 4. Remember what I found here in the Chester sisters?
The Chester
Mhm.
sisters, yeah.
There's a missing Chester sister here.
Mm-hmm.
If I click on resurrect,
Whoa!
there she
Whoa.
is.
It's the
Acquire-
one that got broken.
Everyone loves her. The
She
trumpet-
played the trumpet. Oh, she's the bunny from the band that got broken.
Wait a sec.
What?
She has the tattoo.
Oh yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Do they all have the tattoo? They do.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
do. They do. Okay, but so does Suitbeto.
Yeah, Subito does have the same tattoo. Yes. Oh yeah, that's weird.
What?
Why does Subito have the same tattoo as theirs?
Why? Also, I think that last thing was for getting all the achievements, and I was missing the secret achievement you get for that, which was called Trumpet Blues.
Oh.
Yeah, that's very sad.
Aw. Very sad.
Well, R.I.P. Chester 045. Whatever.
I don't know.
Anyway, okay, we did it, everybody. We ate the rich. Are you satisfied?
No.
No.
Nope.
still
I'm hungry for
famished.
more.
Give me more.
You must feed the people until they are sated.
Until there's enough removal of Western powers.
Downloading Western history.
The entirety of Western history.
Damn, I love it when we cap off an episode with an extremely deep cut from a self-referential deep cut from one of our older streams.
Yep.
Okay.
You're either a diehard fan or you're not watching, probably.
Probably.
Or both. Somehow.
Oof.
Well, that was
That was a
how,
lot.
much, how many? We have to figure out how many hours all of this combined was.
Oh
Many.
God. I can
A
let me
lot.
look.
All of them. It was all of the hours.
If I hit stop now, do we get an actual number?
No, I
Guess
mean
we'll have to
like,
figure out.
I can
Oh,
tell you
yes,
how
that-
many
Yeah,
my Steam.
it keeps counting up if you don't press stop.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, are we actually done? It says 87 hours, 87.7 hours on question arcs. And I have gotten
wow.
all the achievements now.
3, 6, every
We've
stream's been
got-
about 3 hours, so
Persona 5 didn't take me
Aw.
that long to beat.
Trumpet Blues, we'll always remember you.
So,
Oh my God.
Wow, that's really sad.
The video Minsky watched said that it usually takes a person to read both of them, both the question and answer arcs, about 100 hours. So we are behind a little. Well, it's probably because we stop and discuss, which is
Yeah,
something we
which
do,
is the
something
fun
we do.
part.
Wait, it takes
Yeah.
how long does it take to do the question arcs normally?
No. Question and answer arcs. A person by themselves just reading it through, like you
Like
would
a
do.
novel.
It's 100 hours usually for like the entire thing. Episodes 1 through 8.
Well, maybe
So-
all that recap is unnecessary.
Well, we also, I think it's a good thing to do for. It is also
It'd be a
like
good
we-
exercise for us. That's for damn
It-
sure.
We
yeah.
discuss things, and yeah.
I feel like this is like the real beauty of Umineko, though, is like the talking about like, ooh, what if it was this, and ooh, what do you think this means, and like, ooh, how did this really happen, like,
Right.
what the hell is this? Like that's like the really fun part for me.
Yeah,
like,
ZC said
I'm
it's
kinda-
not about what is the answer to the mystery. It's about the conversations you're going to have trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
yeah, like that's
One
the
thing-
real fun part.
The one thing that says about this game, like, even though this game, as long as it's been, like, I'm still interested. Most games cannot do that. Most games cannot keep me interested for this long. 100 hours at least.
Well,
Oy.
we're gonna have plenty to do for the next month or so.
Speaking
or
of which,
better.
Moogs, are
Yeah.
you still on about what I asked for this month?
I may have already forgotten it.
Okay. I asked you a while ago, and are you gonna play Silent Hill 2?
I can try, yeah.
Okay. Because you said
Okay.
you had your Xbox.
And
you
I got
said
a tube TV I can play it on.
Okay. We should totally do that then.
Some other things. Are we doing teasers for our next things? Is this what we're doing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Are we still live?
I'm still alive.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
still live. You fools.
We
Go
might
for
be
it.
playing Silent Hill 2, but we don't know for sure. How about that?
Okay, maybe Silent Hill 2 on Moogs' channel, right? Okay.
yeah. And then also, I just started Journeyman Project, so I'm gonna be playing through that.
Please catch that, everybody. It is pretty fucking interesting and weird, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of things.
Watch part 1 if you haven't had a chance to.
Yeah.
I also wanted to say that in the month of October, the Majora's Mask randomizer online might be ready.
Ooh.
Oh my God, I
I want to see that run.
Let me be in the game. Put Shiny Vacation in the game. What was the other thing? Oh, Maddie, we're planning on streaming something, right?
Yep.
You
Yep.
guys haven't said what it was.
Nope.
Is it a
Could be
thing
surprised.
though? Just reading between the lines here, Maddie. Is it a thing that you and I need to play something else first before we can play that, or is it a thing we can play standalone without any prior?
I think we could play it standalone for people. I think we could do that.
Is it a
we can talk
spin-off of
more about
something?
it. No. The one that you're thinking of is the first one. And then there are follow-ups, but the one that you have in mind is the first of its kind.
Okay.
So
we should play that because that is a Halloween themed game, so that is good.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm going to stream the Undertale thing. I feel like maybe not. But other than that, does anyone else have even ideas for stuff we should stream? Just because like I'm wondering, right? It's spooky month. We should try to. I mean, we're going to be doing a lot of Eating the Rich. So.
Well, yeah.
I was going to say we have like 100 hours of Eat the Rich content ahead of us by current calculations.
So since my PC is a lot stronger now, since I have a new one, I can stream the remakes of Resident Evil 2 and 3.
Ooh,
Oh, that might be pretty funny, actually.
They are pretty funny.
Not 4.
I can do 4, and 5, and 6.
The only thing is, if you do 4, I'm just gonna spend the entire time saying like, "What are you buying?" And then like,
"What are you selling?
What are you selling?" I was gonna say though, like,
and I'll be wondering who cut my hair and put me in a video game.
I have been wondering that my entire life, Shiny.
I played a bit part in Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia.
Right.
And I
You're talking about Toby?
I may have had during my time as a character actor, you may have seen me in such greats as Sakura Wars, So Long My Love, and
I still need to finish. I still need to finish Project Cross Zone.
You should just play a Sakura Wars game, dude. Why don't you just do that? That would be way more fun. Watching you like try to date a bunch of like really strange women, and then like pilot a mech at night, and then also fight. I don't know.
The forces of Satan, I guess.
Yeah, like weird historical figures. Like, just do it. You know.
It sounds like Persona with extra steps.
No, it's like Persona if like instead of an RPG, it was like Mecha Valkyria Chronicles.
Oh boy.
And like the visual novel segments were like really capital V visual novel, like 90s visual
Mm.
novel where
Love
like
Ace Academy.
Oh,
Mm.
like
That was excellent.
yeah, I fell down and you landed on my boob and oh no, we're stuck in this thing together. Now we have to perform in weird outfits or something like that. Basically, that's that game. That game's really fucking weird, you guys.
So it's like Darling in the Franxx? No!
No, that's no,
Oh,
no, that's a little
no, that's
more.
the bad thing.
Okay.
That's like not. That's like gone all the way into just actually. That's never funny.
Okay.
But oh, speaking of 02.
Kirby.
Oxygen?
No, that sounds like a boss from Kirby.
Soon.
Oh, you get
Crackles of thunder in the back.
We're gonna we're gonna do more Kerbo eventually.
Kerbo.
Kerbo.
You
Kirby.
are my
Kirby.
most favorite creation.